Hello, Facebook, Google Plus, and Twitter. This is part two of my Sports Recap Wednesday. Um, it was initially part of my first video, but YouTube decided to cut it off at 8 minutes. So here we go. The second topic will be talking about the state of being a Carolina football fan. Pretty much just will be a rehashing of the Louisville analysis while I said in it, but I'll get to expand more on it, so might as well keep listening. Anyway, we still have a healthy contingent of Bush Davis supporters who chose not to go to our football games and support Everett Withers or the players. And I heard a really good counter argument on this a couple weeks ago on Inside Carolina. I'm going to say it again. I did include it in my analysis. If Bush Davis is going to games, why aren't you? I I don't understand. Every game, or just about every game, Bush Davis has been in the Blue Zone, one of those suites, watching the game, and yet we have these people who choose not to go to games. Bush Davis can easily pull a Ralph Regent and be done with the University of North Carolina, and yet he's in Kansas Stadium every Saturday that we have a home game. If how I don't know how good your protest is when the person who you're protesting for is still going to the event and you're not. Who's the fool? I mean, Bush Davis is at the game and you're not. Who's the fool? That's all I have to say. Next is noon kickoffs. People always complain about noon kickoffs all the time. I don't understand. You saw the home schedule prior to this year. You looked at the schedule and you could tell that we're going to have noon, 12:30 all over the place when you look at that schedule. We have the softest home schedule ever. And if you ever thought that we had a 3:30 or a bunch of night games coming, you've done lost your mind. Now, as far as the 12:30 time for Miami is ridiculous. It's extremely absurd. But this start time, in my opinion, has a whole lot more to do with Miami being 2-3 and sucking than Carolina right now. So noon to me is not an excuse to not go to games. Auburn and a bunch of Central Peak time like Texas and A&M, when they have noon kickoffs, their games start at 11 a.m. And you know what? They're there and they're packing the house and they're making noise starting at 11 a.m. So there's no excuse for us not to be there at noon. You talk about being a football fan base, you talk a big game, but you're not showing up. You can't be a hypocrite. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You got to go to the games before you complain about our fan base. Um, Next, last but not least, is the matchup. We could tell Louisville is not was not an appealing out of conference matchup for people to go to. We can thank Tennessee for that. Um, yeah, that I honored that. I honored that excuse in my analysis. Like I said, it's not valid, but we all do know Louisville is not the most appealing out of conference foe. All games from here on out are ACC games, so that would no longer be an excuse. So you definitely need to come out. We actually have a chance. Wake Forest is legit this year, and we might actually we'll be looking at 3:30 or later kickoff time if both teams keep streaking the way they can. I mean, keep streaking, win games. Duke has won three straight, so we may be even looking at a 3:30 late game for that. So, we're getting off the noon kickoff argument if this happens, which it shouldn't be an argument in the first place. But all the matchups are now ACC. They all matter. So you definitely need to come out and help these Tar Heels. Speaking of, Saturday the Tar Heels will be hosting the Miami Hurricanes in Keenan Stadium. Carolina is 4-0 all time in Chapel Hill versus Miami. So we definitely need to make sure that's the fifth straight time by helping our team out. It's going to definitely be an exciting game. Um, this game is going to test the true fans. This is the game. The team is 5-1. This is the biggest game up to this point. Don't look past Miami. That name already brings fans. Miami's 2-3, but we all know that Miami can still play and hang with the rest of them. They haven't been like blown out in the game. So This is the game. I mean, Miami's not going to bring the TV or the media as much as any other game. So if it's not bringing you, I don't know if you're a true fan. That's all I have to say. So that's just say to being a Carolina football fan. I hope to see you Saturday for students. Roy Williams and Everett Withers will be doing a pet rally tomorrow in the pit at 12:30. So you need to show up, get loud, be excited for sports. Friday, there's late night with Roy. It starts earlier with the 5 o'clock volleyball matchup against Virginia in the Dean Smith Center, and then I'll start with the women's basketball festivities at around 7:30. So you definitely want to come out for that. Saturday is the 12:30 kickoff with Miami. I'm not expecting a full crowd, but I'm expecting a pretty big crowd. This is Parents Weekend, and also we do have the lag over from late night with Roy. I think a lot of people will be going to late night, and they will stay over for the kickoff and go to the game. Tickets will be available because of these protests and stuff. So definitely show out. I will see y'all later. Bye.